Hi, my name is Sally. I'm 53 years old. I worked in the UK as a carer with Alzheimer patients, and I used to come and go between South Africa and here. My family's here in Cape Town. The last couple of trips that I've done, I was really struggling with my sense of direction. So I'd be driving around and not knowing quite how to get back home. I used to have to use my TomTom because I couldn't actually figure out how to get home, even though it was a trip I always did. So I knew my way around really well. And it was very stressful and very scary because I was trying to do my work. I could tell that there was something wrong, but I had absolutely no idea. And every time I spoke to anybody, they said, "Oh, no, don't worry, it's just old age. It happens to everybody." But I knew that there was something else, and I was absolutely petrified that it was Alzheimer's, because Alzheimer's is what I knew and what I'd been working with, and this lack of memory was very related to how Alzheimer patients act. I felt terribly stressed by it and very scared. I arrived home on the 20th of April. And I actually came home early. I cancelled my job and came home early because I knew that there was something radically wrong. And I'd booked up a whole lot of appointments to go and see doctors the minute I got home. I saw GP and specialists and basically was told that it definitely isn't Alzheimer's, but they didn't know what it was, which in a way was a relief, but it was still scary. On the 26th of April, I went for a CAT scan, and then they couldn't also find anything. They weren't quite sure what it was, so they sent me for an MRI. Obviously, this is all financially quite draining, and you know, if you're not expecting it, it's literally thousands, because they don't pay sort of 2,000 each for the CAT scan, 2,000 for the MRI scan, and the tumor. That's all of a sudden 6,000 Rand that you've got to find, because it's not covered by, the full amount is not covered by the medical aid. Anyway, I eventually got to go and have the biopsy with Dr. Welsh. And now that I had always been, I was first told that I had a glioblastoma. I must pack my things, get my things in order, pack my bags, because basically I'm dying and I'm going to die quickly, and it's a very fast growing tumor and there's nothing they can do for me. That was my first introduction to what I had, which obviously put me in an absolute flat tailspin. I've never been so scared. I'm not particularly worried about dying, but I was not ready to die. I'm still not ready to die. And it's to be told that you actually have got no hope is just absolutely diabolical. You can't cope with it. It's impossible. So I did a few crazy things. I acted terribly out of the ordinary and outspoken, and stopped people in the shops and did really silly things which I'm not used to doing, and it was just because of the absolute fear. I wanted to tell other people to be careful, and I gave money out at the robots and things that just really I couldn't afford to do. But it was just in reaction to this absolute horrendous news. So basically, after being told I've glioblastoma and I've only got a few months to live, because it was so fast growing, and the panic it caused was absolutely awful, they then said that I must have the biopsy. And so I went and had the biopsy done, and it was actually not at all what they first thought. It's apparently quite rare. It's called a glioblastoma, oligodendroglioma, oligodendroglioma. It's more rare than the first one. It's not as fast growing, but the one I have is much larger. So it's a lot larger than they first thought, but not as fast growing. So I'm literally not going to die in a month or two. I have got a little bit of more time. At this point, we don't really know how much time, because I'm needing to go and have the chemo and, sorry, my memory goes quite often with having the tumor, so you'll sometimes see I go a bit vague after a while. But we're now basically waiting to hear whether it's grade 2, 3, or 4 of the whether what grade the tumor is in, it is still going to kill me, but hopefully will give me some more time. So what I'm wanting to do is just make a diary of what happens and how it happens, so that maybe other people can learn from it, because I know how scared I was. And it would be great if some good can come of this, and somebody else can learn from it. So I'll say bye for now, and we'll chat again.